So if I think about a sports club or a community organisation and you challenge me to ask why or how I should get involved in monitoring and evaluation, a few things that strike me or come into my head would be, well, I would love to be able to communicate the impact that coming along to my club would have for those participants, whether it's a young person or an older person, what changes are happening for that person. And that's not just to be able to say, look at the great things, but imagine being able to use that to sell your club, to get more members through the door, to talk about all the great things that are happening. So there's a little bit of marketing that can be done if you're able to monitor and evaluate and show your evidence. Perhaps I need to find some funding within my club or community organisation, and I want to attract that grant funder. It's not about me just saying, this is my club, I have this many participants, please give me your money for X, Y, and Z. It's about saying, this is all the great stuff that taking part in my club has or does within my community and for these individuals. And if you help me buy this equipment, I can do this more and I can do this better and I can have a greater impact. So there's a certain amount of being able to attract funding or sponsorship. And then the third example would just be, how do I know that we're doing a great job? How do I keep tabs on what I can learn and what I can change within what I'm delivering in my club or organisation in that space? So there's a certain amount of internal and external motivation involved in monitoring and evaluation, and then being able to communicate that. MEL, monitoring, evaluating and learning. And what is kind of important and crucial to remember is that the learning part of this enables us to reflect and look back and change what we might be delivering, but we only know that if we've taken a little bit of time to think about what kind of things do we need to pay attention to? What do we need to monitor? Is that participation numbers? Is it the number of people who come along regularly who might be missing? So things that we can capture sort of statistically or qualitatively. And then how are we actually going to measure a change or an impact that we're having for our participants? Now, lots of different ways to measure change and impact, and some of them might be simple or might be a case of asking participants how they felt during a session, if something had changed for them, if they felt like they had perhaps engaged in a new activity that gave them new skills. Are we monitoring how physical activity is impacting someone's mental or physical health? And things like that might be done through more standardised methods like surveys or actually sitting down and doing interviews with people. What's important in monitoring and evaluation is thinking carefully about what you can actually do in terms of your own capacity within your club and making the tools as simple and as proportionate as possible. It doesn't need to be hugely complex. We're not looking for PhD level monitoring and analysis. It's simple tools that you can use on a regular basis that are going to help you know that change is happening.